deep in the forests of North America, where the trees grow thick and light barely reaches the ground. Something lurks deep within. For centuries, people from all walks of life, hunters, hikers, scientists, and skeptics, have reported the same impossible encounter. Massive footprints with no clear origin. Unexplained sounds echoing through the night. And a large hairy beast stomping through the trees. Some call it a myth. Some a legend. Others swear it's a living, breathing creature. In this episode, we dive into the mystery of Bigfoot and the evidence for and against its existence. There.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Do You Believe podcast.
Yeah.
My name is Thomas Johnson,
And I'm Noah Merrick.
and together we're coming together to bring you guys an elite podcast. So, Noah, why don't you kind of give us a little look into kind of who we are as a podcast and what we're hoping to achieve?
We, as a podcast, will dive into all sorts of topics.
For sure.
Urban legends, conspiracy theories. There's some really weird ones. I can't wait to see your reaction.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah. And even like hauntings, cryptids.
Ooh, that's
If
all.
you like it, we got it.
Yeah, hey, that's a great tagline. But yeah, absolutely. I'm just super excited to do this because one of the things I've really lacked, at least in my life, is like research. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm so prone to like, oh, if I see it, then like, oh, I believe it. So like, do I believe this? And do you believe? Like, I think this was destiny to start this podcast. So
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Noah, but I'm super excited to get into it. Should be
Yeah.
a great time. And okay, I cannot wait to see where this podcast takes us, because if one thing's for certain, you and I together is going to be interesting and entertaining.
Wild.
So I can't wait. Should be a good time.
All right. So, Thomas, we all know Bigfoot,
Absolutely.
but do you know where he gets his name?
That's a good question. I mean, just looking at the name, I would have to assume it's because his feet are big. But there's probably some other meaning there that's outside of my knowledge, at least.
Yeah, would you like to know where it comes from?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
All right, so the name Bigfoot was popularized in 1958 following the discovery of these massive human-like footprints at a logging site in Northern California. Now, the origin of the modern name, as I told you, it happened in 1958. It was in August by Jerry Crew, a bulldozer operator for a logging company in Bluff Creek. And he found a series of 16-inch long footprints
Whoa.
that was around
That's
his
humongous.
equipment.
That's crazy.
The nickname was obviously because
Big feet.
Yeah.
Jinx.
In the media sensation was this. So you had this reporter named Andrew Genzoli of the Humboldt Times, and he published a story about the tracks on October 6th of 1958. So like 2 months later. And when the story was picked up by national news outlets of the Associated Press, gave the name Bigfoot. It became the household name.
Oh, for sure.
But there's historical context to Bigfoot as well.
Oh, interesting.
So while it's a modern American name, it was actually known, this thing was known for like centuries.
Really? So it's kind of been like something people have believed in off and on.
Oh yeah.
So all this like coming to fruition is like kind of like I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, so who was in America before the British got here? Who were the natives?
The Native Americans.
Yeah.
I may not know history, but I know that one. I'm pretty sure my brother, when he was 3, knew that too. But I'm going to take my points where I can get them.
Yeah, so Do you know the other name used for Bigfoot?
Sasquatch, right?
Yep,
Oh,
Sasquatch.
now I'm hungry. I could go for some beef jerky.
Yes,
sorry,
yes.
sorry.
No, it's all
Off
right.
track.
Uh, so Sasquatch is an anglicized version of the Salish word. I'm gonna butcher this, but I believe it's Sesquitz,
Okay.
which it means wild man or hairy man.
Okay.
It was coined in the 1920s and 30s by J.W. Burns, a Canadian Indian agent who compiled local indigenous legends.
Ooh, that's really cool. You said J.W. Burns?
And J.W. Burns, Canadian Indian agent.
Interesting.
So, why did I bring up the Indians? Well, the Indians all have their own Bigfoot esque creature. Various tribes have their own names for Bigfoot.
Oh, so this is something that multiple tribes have like seen like in
Yeah,
passing? I see, I see.
there
This is
was
getting
the.
interesting.
It's really interesting.
Uh-huh.
There's the Chewy Tonka. That is the Lakota name for big elder brother. Tis Iwiquiz, I believe is how you say that. And then there's also Mayag Datat, which is Yokut for hairy man.
Nice. Don't ask me to repeat that last tribe name. I
Don't worry.
can't help you out.
And then after the Indians, but before 1958, it was really just used to describe someone with big feet.
Makes sense.
Like, there was apparently a Texas Ranger named William A. Bigfoot Wallace.
Bigfoot Wallace is kind of tough. I ain't gonna lie. That sounds like a
car-
sounds like a mean basketball player from the 1970s. He
Yeah, it
probably
does.
dunked on everybody.
Or just like a cartoon character.
Yeah, Bigfoot Wallace. That's got a ring to it. I might have to use that in various books or stories I want to write in the future.
And then, of course, grizzly bears. Grizzly bears. Yeah, so that is really how Bigfoot got its name. Was just
Okay.
deciding in 1958.
Nah, that's really cool. Thank you so much for the detail on that. Like, I know I'm like a co-host on this podcast, but I'm learning new information, so that's really cool.
I mean, some of the stuff I'm learning with you. I just look it up and then I put it away.
Oh
and then I
yeah,
read
for
it.
sure. Live reactions on the podcast, man.
Yeah.
Nah, that's super cool. All right, so now we are going to be transitioning. So Noah did an absolutely phenomenal job of kind of giving us like where the name came from and like a little history behind it. So now we're going to be transitioning to the eyewitness accounts, the stories related to Bigfoot. So with that being said, Noah, take it away, brother.
This story comes from Sasquatch, Alberta. It is the William Rowe encounter. Ever since I was a small boy back in the forest of Michigan, I have studied the lives of the habits of wild animals. Later, when I supported my family in northern Alberta by hunting and trapping, I spent many hours just observing the wild things. They fascinated me. But the most incredible experience I ever had with a wild creature occurred near a little town called Tetehuancach, British Columbia, about 80 miles west of Jasper, Alberta.
Way out there then.
Way out. I had been working on the highway near Tetehuancach for about 2 years. In October 1955, I decided to climb 5 miles up Beacon Mountain to an old deserted mine, just for something to do. I came inside of the mine about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, after an easy climb. I had just come out of a patch of a low brush into the clearing when I saw what I thought was a grizzly bear. In the bush on the other side, I had shot grizzly bear near that spot the year before. This one was only about 75 yards away, but I didn't want to shoot it, for I had no way of getting it out. So I sat down on a small rock and watched, a rifle in my hands. I could see part of the animal's head on the top of one shoulder. A moment later, it raised up and stepped into the opening. Then I saw it was not a bear.
Ooh, it's getting good.
This, to the best of my recollection, is what the creature looked like and how it acted as it came across the clearing directly toward me. My first impression was of a huge man, about 6 feet tall and almost 3 feet wide,
Whoa. That
and
brother got
probably
girth.
weighing somewhere near 300 pounds. It was covered from head to foot in dark brown, silver-tipped hair. But as it came closer, I saw by its breasts that it was female. And yet, its torso was not curved like a female's. Its broad frame was straight from shoulder to hip. Its arms were much thicker than a man's arms and longer, reaching almost to its knees. Its feet were broader, proportionately than a man's, about 5 inches wide at the front and tapering to much thinner heels. When it walked, it placed the heel of its foot down first. I could see the gray-brown skin, or the hide, on the soles of its feet. It came to the edge of the bush I was hiding in, within 20 feet of me, and squatted down on its haunches, reaching out its hand and pulling the branches of the brush toward it. With its teeth, its lips curled flexibly around the leaves as it ate. I was close enough to see that its teeth were white and even. The shape of the creature's head somewhat resembled a Negro's. The head was higher at the back than at the front. The nose was broad and flat, and its lips and chin protruded farther than its nose, with the hair that covered it leaving bare only parts of its face around the mouth, nose, and ears. None of this hair, even on the back of its head, was longer than an inch. None on its face was much shorter. Its ears were shaped like human ears, but its eyes were small and black like a bear's. And its neck was also unhuman, thicker and shorter than any man's I'd ever seen. As I watched the creature, I wondered if some movie company was making a film at this place. And what I saw was an actor, made up to look partly human and partly animal. But as I observed it more, I decided it would be impossible to fake such a specimen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I learned later that there was no such company near the area, nor in fact did anyone live up in Mika Mountain, according to the people who lived in Teddy Teddy Juan Cage. I'm probably butchering that name, but
Hey, that's okay. That's okay.
finally the wild thing must have caught my scent, for it looked directly at me through the opening in the bush. A look of amazement crossed its face. It looked so comical at the moment I had to grin. Still in a crouched position, it backed up 3 or 4 short steps and straightened up to its full height and started to walk rapidly back the way it came from. For a moment, it watched me over its shoulder as it went. Not exactly afraid, but as if it wanted no contact with anything strange. Though the thought came to me to shoot at it. I possibly would have a specimen of great interest to the scientists if I had.
Absolutely.
I had heard stories of the Sasquatch and giant hairy Indians that lived in the legends of British Columbia. And also many claim are still in fact alive today. Maybe this was a Sasquatch, I told myself. I leveled my rifle. The creature was still walking away rapidly. Again, it turned its head to look in my direction.
Oh, wow.
I lowered the rifle. Although I have called the creature it, I felt now that it was a human being, and I knew I would never forgive myself if I killed it.
Oh, yeah.
Just as it came to the other patch of brush, it threw its head back and made a peculiar noise that seemed to be half laugh, half language, in which I only described as kind of a whinny. Then it walked from the small brush into a standing lodgepole pine. I stepped out into the opening and looked across the small ridge just beyond the pine to see if I could see it again. It came out on the ridge a couple of 100 yards away from me, tipped its head back, and again emitted the sound that I heard earlier. But what this half laugh, half language was meant to convey, I do not know. It disappeared then, and I never saw it again.
Man, all I gotta say, like straight off the top of my head right now, into hearing that story, is I would not come close to like the detail he was providing.
The
I'd
fact
be
that
like,
it had like
yeah, it
a
had some
whinny.
fur on it.
The fact that it had a whinny, and he got closer to it.
Yeah, that is absolutely fascinating. But it just goes to show, like, there's just, I feel like in regular life, some people can still be like really detail oriented and stuff. But having that kind of a memory and that the ability to recount that stuff is unbelievable. Because I would have been like, yeah, it's got some fur on it. I mean, looks like it had a head on it and all that. But well, I don't know about much else of it. I couldn't have seen it. Like,
Yeah, so currently, where would you put Bigfoot on the
what we like to call
fakeometer?
yeah. So for those of you, I mean for everybody,
This is first
yeah, I was
episode.
gonna say for those of you who don't know, but what we're going to be doing is we have a fakeometer right now. So basically, the fakeometer is kind of our like our initial thoughts on it, like the measurements.
The fact or fiction thing.
It's a fact or fiction, but it's more on a spectrum. So for the fakeometer, 10, it's egregiously fake. It's like having a cardboard cutout of like an alien, like and putting it
Moving
above
across the
somebody's
sky.
window. It's like, no, the Sam's Club box that got cut up into an alien shape is gonna get me. And then Zero's like, nah, this is real. This is like my brother walking past me at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So yeah, so with that being
With this
said,
encounter,
yeah,
this is pretty believable.
it's absolutely believable. Cause like if I was gonna make something up, I wouldn't be able to have the level of detail this man had. And remind me, who is this author again?
The guy who had this encounter was named William Rowe. Here's a
William
picture of
Rowe.
him.
That's right. That's right. Row, Roe, not row the boat. William Rowe. And I mean, you know what? Respect to it, because the thing that really, one thing that I really got from that story, at the end, it's like he thought about shooting it because like
Yeah.
it'd be a great specimen, but he said he got the feeling of it being a human and like knowing you can't, because like realistically you don't know what it is.
Right.
And but you can't help but wonder, what if it was? And like what if you did pull the trigger? It would be a lot easier to figure out like whether or not all this is fact or fiction.
Yeah.
Because the scientific studies and all of that. But you have to respect the honesty and like the preservation of life, because so many times, especially in now society, like for animals and stuff, like I'm not gonna get into like human life and whatnot, but just like so many people, like so many scientists are willing to just experiment with animals and just be like, oh well, let me see the fire resistance of this rat and just huck a hamster into a fireplace. Like this guy having the respect he did just to not
be
go
like,
through
"I'm
with
not
that
gonna shoot
and
this."
just respect it is crazy.
And then he starts like
yeah,
this whole great big Bigfoot thing.
absolutely. So I will say I do respect that, but at the same time, that's a really convenient way of saying, nah, I didn't want to go. I didn't want to shoot it, and so
I mean, if he's lying, he definitely gave a good excuse.
you know what? If he's lying, he was definitely scheming this up ahead of time and like making it line up, because like we talked about before with the with like the accounts from like different Indian tribes, like
Yeah.
that's really interesting.
And so where would you put William Rowe's encounter on the fakeometer?
William Rowe's counter, I would have to put a 6 or an 8. I'm gonna have
Okay.
to go the way he wrote that. It was so eloquent, and I mean, I'm gullible, so I'll believe anything if it's written well. I'll put that at an 8. Like that really seems super convincing. So yeah, I was gonna say a 6 or a 7, but I'll go with a 7 actually. 7's the middle ground.
10's fake.
What?
Remember 10's egregiously fake, 0 is like totally real.
Oh shoot, never mind. It's the other way around. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm stupid. I'm gonna do
Well,
a 4.
it's okay.
Man, you can tell it's my first day on the job, people. I'm gonna get better, I promise. So yeah, I'd like to put that at a 4 because genuinely, on the real meter, I'd give it a 7. But on a fake meter, I'll give it a 4 because
Yeah,
that really,
meter,
yeah,
definitely a
actually,
4. A
for sure. Cause
4
like
or a 5?
I'd say I'm going to put it at a 4 because he does leave the possibility. And I mean, it's awful convenient to just be like, "Hey, trust me, I know what I saw."
Yeah. And also, like, I never, like, I followed it and it made the weird sound again, then disappeared. Like,
How did it disappear?
it's like went off into the woods.
Why
Like,
wouldn't you follow it? Like that's one question I do have. But at the
why
same
didn't you
time,
go back? Like,
exactly, yeah. You just see like the crazy. I know if I saw the craziest thing in my life in the random woods, I would mark my spot. I would go back, and then I'd come back probably with at least a Polaroid or two. But depending on when this was written, wasn't this written like in the 50s?
did this happen? Let me go back.
This was later.
This was early. Let me check. This happened in 1957.
Okay,
So this
so
happened a year before the Bigfoot prints were found, where it got its name.
I see. So this is kind of like the very it's the soft launch. It's the introduction, if you will, to the craze.
The pilot episode of Bigfoot.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. That's a really neat piece of literature there because it really sets the tone. And who knows, some literature is true, others not. I'm pretty sure that's what literature is. I know literature is writing. So
Yes.
I don't know if it's just like because you got nonfiction. That's not fake. That's real stuff. I don't know the connotations of literature. Like I said, I'm trying to get my brain up because I don't know. First day on the job, feeling good, but I'll give that a 4 on the fake meter. What
I'll give
about
it a
you?
5.
5. I
5,
like it.
solid 5.
Love it. All right. Take it away.
We are now going to be reading the Patterson Gimlin film. So here's the setup. The year was 1967. Roger Patterson, an amateur filmmaker and Bigfoot enthusiast, and his friend Robert Bob Gimlin, a skeptical but supportive cowboy, headed into the Six Rivers National Forest in Northern California. They were exploring Bluff Creek, as mentioned in an earlier story, a remote area where massive unidentified footprints had been found. Patterson was actually in the middle of filming a docudrama about Bigfoot and had brought a rented 16 millimeter camera. It was a Cine Kodak, specifically to recapture reenactments. So the encounter happened October 20th at 1:30. As the men rode their horses around a bend in the creek, they came upon an overturned tree with a massive root system. Just beyond it, they saw a figure. The horses, immediately sensing the creature, booked it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Patterson scrambled to get his camera, and he started filming.
Oh, for sure, yeah, because when you're seeing stuff like that.
And the first few seconds are famously shaky because he's literally running across uneven sandbars. And the look back halfway that you'll see when I show you the clip in a minute is like the famous Bigfoot pose.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
And this Bigfoot also appeared to be a female, which is why she's nicknamed Patty.
That makes sense. That's a great nickname.
After they took the film, they went back and they got plaster casts of the creature. It was about 14.5 inches long, and based off of the depth that these footprints were pressed into the ground, they guessed that Patty was about 600 to 900 pounds.
Wow.
Which is massive.
That's a big boy. You don't need more than one rifle with it.
And, so let's take a look at the film.
All right. So after taking a look at that, I mean, it's super realistic. I mean, just looking at
And you can see like she walks like a person, and normally you would think that's just somebody in a suit.
yeah, but like
But finding out like 600 to 900 pounds was like pressed into
I
that.
know, right? Yeah, and not only that, like how
Yeah, so
like that's just crazy to me, you know?
do you want to talk about what we think?
Yeah, because genuinely, like taking a look at this, and like if you scroll down just a little bit, because we pulled this up on YouTube, the comments, like genuinely, it's really interesting because
This comment says whether you think he's genuine or a hoax, it's a remarkable piece of film.
exactly,
P.S. Bigfoot is real.
yeah, exactly. So that's, I mean, honestly, it's really interesting because another thing, another comment somebody says, which is the point I wanted to bring up. It was there's not a chance, and I'll paraphrase, heck, that two cowboys in 1967 managed to make a suit more realistic than anything we have in 2021. And kind of in the description of this, we'll even put the YouTube video we'll put the link of this video so you guys can see for yourself. But when you just slow it down and like when you just look at it, like the amount of detail that went into there, like another commenter really comments on that. It's like you could really see like the muscles at work too.
Yeah.
And like this is a highly realistic suit. And so even if this is fake, this is like one of the most unbelievable suits made in a long time. Because I mean, I invite you to go look at sets for it back in 1957 or maybe it's 67.
I believe it's 68.
68, that's right. There's no way. I mean, go look at the Tin Man.
67. 67.
Go Google the Tin Man costume, the original one. It is so bad.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that the film was like we did have like technology, like the Planet of the Apes movie came out a year later, the
Yeah.
first Planet of the Apes movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna change your mind on this probably. The biggest thing I saw some VFX artists react to this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you watch when she's earlier on,
Yeah.
and you can see the feet,
Yeah.
it legit you can see soles. You can see side soles on her feet.
Oh.
Like it resembles that almost like it's like a boot. Like the hair does not go naturally how you would expect it.
Oh. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's like a cutoff. It's a line instead of
Oh.
like shaggy like hair.
Yeah,
flicks.
well, to be fair, like the bottom of your foot, like, isn't hairy, but slowing it, ah, I'm
You see
trying.
what I mean?
Yeah,
How the hair is just like a straight line.
that is really interesting, though.
So, and also a big thing with Patterson is he was a notorious prankster,
Oh, was
and he
he?
had the worst reputation.
Oh, he
Like
did.
nobody believed him. And then he also like didn't remember like where it was standing, where he was when he took everyone back.
Oh, I
So
see.
there was even recently a guy who was friends with Patterson who did a lie detector.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, no, this was faked. And he got asked, are you the Bigfoot in the film? And he said yes. And the lie detector didn't detect a lie.
Yeah.
So either this man figured out how to
I mean, that's a crazy. It's a
fool a lie detector,
yeah.
or
That's really interesting. What I will say though is lie detectors, they measure like the amount of stress
yeah.
like you feel or that you like
So if you're just like confident and like you're not stressed,
or like it is pretty easy to crack a lie detector test. So I will say that isn't the most accurate thing, but I will say that definitely helps the case against it. And also the fact that cuz I didn't know that before that Patterson was considered like a really major
awful reputation. I'm
if
pretty
he
sure
has a really bad
he owns like a lot of people money. Like
how convenient. That's all I'm going to say. How convenient that it's him recording this. So
yeah,
I will say that's definitely part of the case against. But at the same time,
yeah.
that kind of is gonna bring us perfectly into our next segment, where we're gonna kind of talk about the implications if it was real.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll talk about implications once we tell our last story of the episode.
All right, sounds good.
And so first with Patterson, Gimlin. Before you found out that Patterson had a terrible reputation, where would you have put this film on the Fakeometer?
I mean, it looks quite realistic to me. Like genuinely, I would probably put that at a probably 5
Yeah,
or a 6. Like it's a
5.
little like, I mean, when you watch it one more time, it's a really human like walk, I will say.
It is superhuman like.
And like I will say, like, yeah, that's that's the one thing I will say. And the fact that he can't, but with the evidence afterwards that he doesn't. Oh, I don't know where it was. Like, how convenient.
Is
That's
it?
all I'm
I
gonna
know.
say.
Is it in this spot or was it in that? I don't remember. And bad
To be fair
reputation.
though, that's something I would do. I would absolutely
Oh yeah.
forget where it was.
So prior, I would agree 5. After, I put it closer to like an 8.
For sure. Like fake a meter on. I'd probably go a little lower, just because I'm fascinated with the what if.
Oh yeah.
I'd probably put that at a 7, maybe a 6. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, Noah is gonna tell us our last story here.
Alrighty.
Noah, you have the floor.
Welcome to the intermission section where we talk about movies.
All right.
Whether it's about the topic or not, we'll talk about movies.
Love movies so much, and
I
I
do
mean
too.
that's pretty on brand for you, Mr. Noah, because if I'm not mistaken, that's kind of your career path as of right now.
And actually, this podcast is named after a movie we made.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. The
It,
Do You Believe podcast. You
Absolutely.
can find the movie is called The Artifact First Encounter. You can find it on Ember Legacy on YouTube.
yes, sir. I mean, go at it with a grain of salt, because like I didn't really have any hair in the movie, so take that, do with that what you will. But
Yeah, you wore a beanie most of the time.
yeah, it's true, for good reason too. You can, if you've seen my hairline in real life, you'd understand. But with that being said, we are on the topic of movies. So Noah,
So
take us away.
yeah, we will be talking about Bigfoot movies.
Absolutely.
If you're thinking, oh, you're gonna talk about Harry and the Hendersons, we're not talking about Harry and the Hendersons.
No,
Have
we're
you
not.
heard of that movie?
I've heard the name. Can't say I'm too familiar with it.
Harry and the Hendersons was an old movie where they adopt a Bigfoot, a friendly Bigfoot.
Yeah, 1987.
Yep.
Just
you-
Google the cover, please.
You've seen
Google the cover.
the
This
poster?
is really funny. Yeah,
Which one?
Google the poster.
one?
Yeah, they're to all the fans at home, bro. Like,
That grin.
I put that at a 1 on the fake meter. That seems so real. All right, moving on.
Yeah, so what I'm actually going to be talking about is this short film. I don't remember what it's called. But what happens is you have this couple. The boyfriend is Bigfoot enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
So for I believe it's his birthday, his girlfriend takes him to go Bigfoot hunting, quote unquote,
Ooh,
camping trip.
that's awesome.
While there, he proposes to her.
Wow.
She rejects him.
Oh,
For some unknown reason.
I'm calling Bigfoot down from the heavens to whoop butt if that happens. I'm gonna just tell y'all right now.
And that night, while they're in the same tent, sharing on the same sleeping bag, yeah, you reject your boyfriend, but then you're like,
Yeah, no, that's a little.
fornication.
That's crazy. That's
Um,
wild.
They hear these crazy, terrifying sounds.
Oh yeah,
And the next morning, they go to get out. It's early.
yeah.
And then they both scream and take off running, but like you don't. They're not. It's not to the car.
Yeah.
And then you hear this growl and
Oh,
goes black.
that's really interesting.
So to me, from a filmmaking perspective, it's not great. Simply because it's like, so she spends money to take him on this trip.
Yeah.
Clearly loves him, but she rejects the proposal.
Yeah, now that's interesting. I can understand though if it's like, hey, this is too soon or whatever. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's a movie at the end of the day.
It was meant to cause drama.
Yeah.
Was it great drama? It would have been if they weren't sleeping side by side in the tent.
Yeah, it's a little
But
not
also,
something you do if you rejected somebody. But I mean, it is what it is.
yeah. And then just the fact that like it goes dark, and like we all like they obviously live.
Yeah.
This is they say it's a horror, but really it's a thriller.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
And
horror uses blood and guts, thrillers use like suspense.
yeah, exactly.
You never kill your main characters. There's always like if you have two
Never,
people,
ever.
they survive.
Yeah.
They just get battered up.
Yeah, but the
So-
third player they use for comic relief always
Yeah, and typically
dies a
the third
gruesome
player
death.
dies.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
It's always the fat, lovable guy too. He gets eaten by the monster at the last, and that's a fat guy who's hopefully lovable. I feel that, so I really feel for people in that position.
So Bigfoot in films has the weird mix. You either have comedy like Harry and the Hendersons,
Oh,
or
yeah.
you have horror. Not much in between. I honestly prefer an in between.
Yeah, I'd prefer like a rom com, you know, like random. I'm
Romantic.
kidding, I'm kidding. But like, imagine like the day I fell in love with
With
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
No, that'd be interesting.
That would be
Imagine Bigfoot
that would be
getting.
hilarious.
Imagine getting down on one knee to propose to Bigfoot and it says no and just lumbers off into the woods. I'd be so mad. Me personally, I would be.
Bigfoot, you get back here and let me love you.
I know exactly, bro. There's no doorstep to go cry on and beg. For like, please take me back. Like you're just kind of.
Daddy, take me back.
Yeah, no, you're just kind of stuck. But no, that's hilarious. But yeah, do you know for the viewers at home, what's the name of that film again? The short
I
film?
don't remember what it's called. It is something like really.
What time frame was this made? Bigfoot short film
Willow Creek.
Willow Creek for the viewers at home. And
Let's take a look at. I'm gonna just pull it up here on IMDb. See if it's on IMDb.
yeah.
Yep, it's on IMDb. The dude who directed and wrote it is literally named Bobcat.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't have great ratings. The most it has is 6s, and then 5.
Interesting.
1-star ratings. It looks like are
Oh.
within like the top 5 popular.
Oh shoot.
Rating.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because if you see, look, like this is the rating scale.
Oh wow, that is
Like-
not very good. But I will say, so I pulled up the Wikipedia for that. So he said this about it. This one was self-financed, so not really a big budget. We just went out and did it. It was very guerrilla style. I did have a lot of laughs on this one. The craziness of all of us camping out together. Even though all the movies I make are pretty down and dirty, this one was the smallest. And then like he got asked, like the whole crew and actors were about 7 total. But then they also brought in a couple of Bigfoot experts too, so they went with apparently.
Yeah, this.
That's really interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
this
definitely
one
going to be going
review-
home and watching this.
This one review was like, this is awful, whatever. Someone's like, dark implications of the ending. And I'm like, well, oh no, do not watch this. Don't watch this.
Oh,
No.
never mind. Don't watch it.
No, you don't watch this movie. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, never mind. Don't watch it. But I want you to just Google the name Bobcat Goldthwait, and I promise you, this guy is really interesting looking. So I'm writing down like a list of terms and stuff if you want to do your own research. Kind of all the call kind of all the names we've talked about and
Yeah.
referenced. We're gonna kind of put like a little document in there that you guys can look up if you want to do further research. But Bobcat Goldthwait is a very interesting,
Oh my gosh.
interesting looking guy.
Do you know
that's for
who
sure.
he is?
He's Bobcat Goldthwait. But his name is
He-
Robert Francis.
Do you know who Pain from the Hercules movie, the animated? One of the little demons?
Oh, is that
He's
him?
Pain.
Really? That's interesting how kind of it all comes together, you know?
Oh, and also people don't look up the reviews for Willow Creek because
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, very interesting. So,
yeah,
I mean, the kind of it all coming together.
unnecessarily
Yeah,
dark.
yeah, unnecessarily dark and graphic. With that being said, yeah, that's kind of the
Yeah.
movie segment of this podcast. It's going to be really interesting because definitely, with all the stuff that we got planned and coming up next, it's going to be really interesting to see like how many movies we reference and like how they like either tie in or they just really don't at all. But either way, it'll be interesting to see. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
All right, you ready for the last story?
Absolutely, let's hear it.
Okay, we've got Bluff Creek, which was actually a hoax.
Oh,
In 1958, August, large footprints were found, 16-inch footprints, and they began appearing around a construction site. Ray Wallace and his brother Wilbur Wallace used a pair of hand-carved, oversized wooden feet to stomp tracks around heavy machinery.
interesting. So they interesting. So like it's proven a hoax.
Yeah, like
Interesting.
because Ray Wallace was a prolific prankster. So you got Patterson, who is just not trustworthy, and you got Wallace, who's just a prankster.
Interesting. That's really
Yeah, so we don't need to fake a meter this because this is
yeah. It's
10.
proven hoax. Proven hoax.
Proven 10. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. So far, coming to the end of this episode, what are you thinking
Like
of
as
Bigfoot
as
as a whole?
overall, we're gonna call this the final fake meter.
Part 1,
Part 1.
because we gotta do Bigfoot Part 2.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna be coming back at you with more Bigfoot content. But as of right now, my semifinal, we'll call it the semifinal fake meter. But at first, I was really on the Bigfoot train. But as more and more information's come out and I've heard more and more about it, it's really starting to kind of like cast doubt in my eyes, and it's slowly creeping up the fake meter. As of right now, where I sit about halfway through our Bigfoot discourse on this podcast, I'm probably gonna slap it with a 7. Like, I still think there's a possibility.
Yeah, I'd say 7, solid 7.
All right, so we are in agreement. I'm sure there will definitely be times where we're not. But
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that we're on the same page, at least for right now, it's a good
And here's
sign.
the thing: I'm gonna get you in Part 2
Ooh,
with
I
something
mean,
that you are gonna be like, dude, no, Bigfoot has to be real.
I'm
I'm gonna
got.
get you.
All right, I can't wait for that. But with that being said, kind of one final thing before we officially conclude our first ever episode, we're going to be talking about like the potential implications. So,
Oh, yeah.
for this, if you've ever heard of the term devil's advocate before, it's not as dark and demonic as it may seem. What it is basically is just
I'm gonna disagree just to disagree.
Exactly. So what we're going to be doing is disagreeing with the fact that this is disagreeing with the fact that it's fake, and instead thinking about what happened if this was real. Because I feel like so often with conspiracy theories and whatnot, and like Bigfoot and like all these
Monsters and stuff.
all of this stuff, the going.
And I mean, Willow
thought
Creek
proc-
is proof of this.
Yeah.
Like, if Bigfoot's real, he must be this like violent, bloodthirsty monster who does
Ugh.
gross, perverted things.
Me personally, I'm good. But so yeah, basically, I feel like the going thought process behind all of this is that it's not true. So that's why we're going to be looking at what if it was. So with that being said, I pose you this question: what would happen if Bigfoot was real?
I think, just going based off of William Rose encounter, that it would basically just be like Do you know? So there is this extinct species of gorilla called Gigantopithecus. Just like a Gigantopithecus.
Gigantic. I got it.
They were just basically a big gorilla, just
Nice.
massive.
Love gorillas.
And if you saw the live-action Jungle Book that they made,
The bare necessities. Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Where
absolutely.
Bill Murray is Baloo.
Yes, absolutely.
That one. So King Louis is massive in that,
Yes.
but it's because he's a Gigantopithecus. Gigantopithecus was this, just a big gorilla orangutan thing.
Yeah, that is a scary hybrid.
Here is at a museum what it looks like.
Wow.
So if
That
Bigfoot's
kind of
real,
bears resemblance.
yeah. So if Bigfoot's real, it's very possible that he's just this, or
Absolutely.
just some variation. Some conspiracy theorists who are Christian. I mean, we're Christian, but
Absolutely.
some Christians say that Bigfoot's a demon.
Yeah, which me personally, I'm not jumping to that conclusion just yet.
And that's just because of like the more violent stories. There's even stories where people have seen Bigfoot running through the forest holding a glowing orb.
Oh, that's
So-
interesting.
So to me, I'm like, if Bigfoot is like, he could be a mix. He could be natural and demon.
Absolutely.
But I lean more natural.
for sure.
Just because his first encounters were so normal.
Exactly. Because
It was just eating leaves. Had no idea William Rowe was in this bush.
exactly.
And then looked surprised.
Yeah. As far as everything goes, like as far as all of this, like William Rowe's encounter, like people just genuinely do like to twist stuff into more of a doomsday type thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's because you hear all these like short films and stuff like Bigfoot's gonna eat you and like dismember you. But it's like
Yeah.
the William Rowe encounter specifically really strikes me as like just that really does seem believable. It seems real, and that's how I feel Bigfoot would act.
And
So-
also, a lot of the reason why I think people think Bigfoot is a demon is the people who think that are more from our parents' generation.
Yeah.
And our parents grew
I-
up in what was called the satanic panic.
Yeah.
Everything is demonic. Demons around every corner. You gotta be careful.
rock music
they-
is a gateway to hell.
So in their minds, even if they don't really believe it, those who are still in
if
that,
they can't understand it, it's a demon.
yeah, it's like a default.
Oh.
If you haven't like purposely gotten yourself out of that, it'll be a default.
Mm.
So if Bigfoot's real, I think we'll honestly be okay, considering
Exactly.
William Rowe's thing, like it was chill. If the Patterson Gimlin thing is real, it looked directly at him too and just kept walking.
Yeah, and not
Like-
only that, like my biggest thing, and what a lot of people who are pleading against the case is we haven't seen it.
No.
Like there have been no clear sightings since
Any
since
hair
when?
we find,
Yeah,
is, like,
exactly. Not only
fair
that,
hair.
we
people
haven't seen
hair.
it at all. So if we haven't seen it, what makes us think it's just sitting there in a little hut, 4 feet under the ground in some faraway California forest, like just plotting its next move to come eat people who live in the suburbs? Like, if it's been gone,
5 more years, Debbie. 5 more years.
yeah, exactly. It's not licking its chops just to do that. So what I will say for this is,
And I mean, it doesn't eat people based off of the William Rowe thing.
Exactly.
It was eating leaves.
I know, and it's fine just chilling on its own. And the fact that it hasn't pulled up, because it's pretty easy to go places in California where there
And
are
just
people.
Worldwide, we've spread out so much since
Exactly.
the 50s and built
Nobody,
cities.
everybody has a phone in their hand. You're telling me nobody's seen it? So if that is the case, and that's one of the biggest cases against Bigfoot is because it hasn't
Yeah.
pulled up recently. But on the other hand, it's like, if it is real, it's just been chilling doing its own thing. So why would it stop chilling and do its own
There are
thing?
plenty of animals
It's like
that have
me
done
bed
that.
rotting in my room. It's like you give me a PS5, NBA 2K26, and my Dr.
Bed rot
Pepper
all
cooler
day?
that I have. Yeah, like I'm chill doing my own thing. I don't want to go to the suburbs and kill people.
I mean, like, you know what? Okapis, the animal.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Those things were just in the jungles of Africa,
Yeah,
and like they weren't found until like way later. Giant squids were thought to be a myth until seen like in the modern era.
Yeah.
There's so many animals that were just hidden away for so
Exactly.
long.
Uh-huh. And it really makes you wonder. Like, I think it would be really cool if Bigfoot is proven real. Just because, like, it's just another example of God's creation. Like, because there's been, like, oh man, we could go into a whole nother
Oh, yeah.
chapter on another thing, which I'm not going to give away because I'm not going to spoil it. But, like, there's mentions of creatures in the Bible that we
Oh, yeah.
no longer see today. And if those exist, why not Bigfoot?
Why not Bigfoot?
Exactly. So I think the most comforting thing for all of this, even if it was a world-eating demon who's going to kill us all, I rest in the fact that, it goes back to the old nursery rhyme. In his hands, he's got the whole world. He's got the whole world in his hands.
Yeah.
Exactly. So nothing's here that the good Lord, that Jesus is not in control of, knows about, and absolutely, I just rest my faith in that.
Oh, yeah.
So even if it is, I'm not going to be panicking too much because I know who has the world in his hands.
Oh, yeah. Preach. Preach.
Amen. Amen. Hallelujah.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to the first episode of the Do You Believe podcast.
It's unbelievable. It feels good to just kind of get this up and running.
Oh, yeah.
And here's what I will say to all of you sitting at home. This is just definitely, it's almost meant to be rough because, like, this is the first ever episode. And, like, I promise you, we're going to get better and better as we go along. And hopefully our quality just kind of ramps up.
We both got to get used to recording our conversation.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm really happy with how this first one turned out. I'm super excited to see where it goes. But thank you so much for tuning in. And with that being said, we'll catch you in the next episode.
Yeah, Bigfoot Part 2.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening.